I was really pleased with our first half performance, considering the run of form that we're on and the run of form that Middlesbrough are on. You come into obviously the form team in the division away from home. I thought we were excellent first half. We frustrated them. You could sense the frustration in the crowd and a bit of anxiety, and we weren't nervous, we weren't sensitive. We won the ball back countless times in really good positions, high up the pitch, and didn't make the most of them opportunities. But we had plenty, corners, and we were in the penalty box a bit, and we had a great chance just before half time, and Sam's shot, and I think it's going in. He said it was going in, and it gets deflected, and it sort of loops up off him and goes wide. And if we go in at 1-0 at half time, then maybe the game's different. Middlesbrough come out, start very well in the second half. You'd expect them to have a spell at some stage in the game because they're in form, they're at home, they've got good players, and the way they play is gives you a lot of problems in the middle of the pitch. And he started to get a bit of success, and the way it's going for us at the moment is when the opposition are having their moments, we can't grind it out and see it out and stay at 0-0. And they scored from a cross, really, free header. It's poor goal to concede. And then the second goal, we're in a really good position. Ilias tries to play Jamal inside the penalty box. We nearly get in. They clear it. We don't deal with the ball. We're not tight enough on the halfway line. We go to ground. Somebody runs past us. But I have to say, I thought it was a very harsh decision. And it's such a decisive moment at 1-0. I think it was 70 minutes or whatever it was. Because I felt that the game was just slightly changing. There was a break in play, and some of the players came over to the side, and we just had a little spell of possession. And I said to them at half time, if we brave and we keep playing, we can get on top, because they play Wednesday night and a bit of tiredness, and if they're 1-0 up, they'll. And I felt that was just start to happen, and then they break and get a penalty, which I didn't think was. I really didn't. And then Senny saves it, and this, it falls straight through, and they score. We get a penalty Tuesday night against Sunderland, and the keeper drives one way, it is his foot and loops 50 yards away from the goal. Senny saves it, and it drops and it goes in, and that's the way everything seems to be that could go against us is going against us at the moment.
And when that's the case, how do you keep spirits high?
Well, you can do work with the players in between games. I think if you looked at our first half performance, there's evidence there of the work that we've done from Tuesday night, coming off the back of a 3-0 defeat at home, to what we've done today. I didn't see a team that was, apprehensive or sitting in their own half and sort of, covering up on the ropes, so to speak. I think we came out and we were going for Middlesbrough and trying to take the game to them through good organisation and having a plan, and the players did it very, very well. So you can do a lot of work. It requires open-minded people and people who want to get better, and we've got that in our dressing room.
There's been some reports this week that your job might be under threat. Sorry to ask, can you turn it round? Do you think you can turn it round?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I've got, when I see the players play like they've done today in this type of atmosphere away from home, then I've got full belief that we can. We just need that little bit of luck and things to go for us. Then I do. Yeah.
Do you see enough in that there to be encouraged?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That we've started well in all our games recently. Huddersfield away, we went 1-0 up. Millwall, we were a better team for 25 minutes. Sunderland, the same. We had momentum against Sunderland the other night in the second half, and have a chance to go 1-0. I thought that was the same again today. We could have gone 1-0 up in this game, and it's just not quite happening. So obviously the end scoreline can always cloud your thinking, and it's my job to look beyond that, which is extremely difficult, obviously, because we all know this is a results-driven industry. All I can do is concentrate on trying to help the players to improve, whether that's physically, technically, psychologically between the games. They need to feel my support and everyone's support around them, but also knowing that we need to improve certain areas of our game as well. And I saw a group together that was together today, and and fighting. I didn't see a team that would given up or they're still playing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was clear differences in the two halves in terms of the momentum for each team. I mean, you mentioned having a plan. Do you think that was just come unstuck in the second half? Was it Borough stepping the foot on the gas? How do you feel it was with the change?
Yeah, no, Middlesbrough, they started to push in and step in and overload certain side of the pitch, and we were finding that difficult. We could have been a bit more on the front foot in them moments, and interceptions and break the play up, and Senny's made a great save from a counter-attack, and we didn't defend counter-attack moments very well as well. And they've got pace, they've got mobility on the break. Cameron Archer, Hatapom, McGree, they can run. And if you don't stop them moments, you're not well organised behind your attacking play, then they can quickly spring at the other end and run the length of the pitch, which is what happened for the second goal, for the penalty. Look, they're in form and they're playing well, and they had a real spell in the second half where they turned up the heat, didn't they? And we couldn't quite weather that, unfortunately.
You mentioned the penalty there. Have you had a chance to actually watch a replay?
Yeah.
I genuinely haven't. But have you watched one?
Yeah, about 500 times already. I think he recovers, and it's because the ball doesn't run away, but he nicks the ball, he gets contact. It's just that it then sort of like there's a ricochet, so the ball stays dead. So it looks like he hasn't, but he has. And if you look at the reaction of the Middlesbrough player, he knows. But the referee, he couldn't wait to give it, could he? Couldn't wait, The player hadn't even hit the floor and he's pointing to the spot. But again, I don't want to bleat on about referees and decisions and stuff like that, because we need to do better.
Can you explain a bit more when you talk about working with the players psychologically between the games?
Yes.
I think is it Blackburn who played next?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, can you just explain a bit more about that? In as much as how do they retain confidence? How do you what do you actually do with them?
Yeah, I don't want to go into too much, but we do work on that. I think there was evidence of that today in the way that we played. We've got to try and break that cycle of thinking that we're in, which is really difficult. But you highlight certain moments, certain aspects of the play, both positive and negative, what we need to learn from. But this was good, and giving the platform for the players to speak as well, and have an open and honest environment where we can challenge each other, but also not feel threatened. That's really important, and it can make a difference. And I think you've seen that difference today from the start of the game.